Well, it looks like OLight's at it again. Let's see what they created this time. So today we're going to be taking a quick look at 3 different OLights. I won't insult your intelligence. I'll let you read all this stuff. So obviously a weapon light, and then 2 little keychain lights. I think at this one, yeah. I'm actually a little excited to look at this one. USB Type-C keychain light with extended runtime. So let's get them all out of the package and see what we have here. All right, first up is the Sigurd 240 meter throw with a max of 1450 lumen. That's really bright. Let's see here. It's tan, come with instruction. They're kind of getting away from their normal standard packaging with some of this stuff, which I don't mind, but holy cow. Has a little bit of weight to it, not too bad. It's a lot thicker than you would think. I will get out a Magpul angle grip so we can compare the two. But obviously we have a charging port at the back. Not a huge fan of that color. It's like a brown with a glossy bronze for the light. And it looks like this. Yeah, so they have a push button on the side. It's not charged at all. So I'm going to have to throw that on the charger and then we'll come back to it. Alright, while that's charging, let's take a look at the little keychain lights, tiny lights. Oh, that is really tiny. Good thing I have a measuring tape over there. So it comes with a Type-C cable. That thing cool. Oh, that's cool. So the more you turn this, the brighter it gets until it blinds you. That's actually really bright. Can't see right now. Keychain at the end. I can't read this. Just blinding myself. Low, off, and high. Yep, found that out. Oh, and then you completely unturn it, and it opens up the Type-C, and there is an O-ring right here. This is actually a really cool little light. I like this one. Good job, OLight. I like this one. Let's take a look at this. We'll look a little bit more in depth, but people like to see how it comes out of the box. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, a little bit longer, a little bit thinner. No charging cable. And I can see the AAA right there upside down, but I can see it. So that AAA light. That's what comes in the packaging. Plus go up. Oh, it does have a battery in it. So let's see. I wonder if they put something in here to keep it from making contact. They sure did. Look at inside there. OLight done that with all their lights. So there, it fell out. See? Just a little plastic disc keeping it from making contact. Really thin, really light. This battery has to weigh the same, if not a little bit more, than the entire housing of the light. So I'd say about the same weight as 1 3/4 AAA batteries. Pretty good. So there's on, turn it more. Not really. So it's just a simple on and off light. But very sleek, very slender, very light. Very light. Alright, so that's that. Let's take a little bit more in-depth look. Alright, let's talk about this little guy first. So according to the packaging, the weight at 19.4 grams. Like I said, it isn't really light weighing light. But here's the thing. With the AAA battery, if you have an alkyne, which I'm sure that's what it comes with, 45 minutes nickel metal hydride battery is 70 minutes. It's 90 lumens, so they're only one setting. So most people just buy kind of cheaper AAA batteries. So just expect about 45 minute, where was that? It was on here somewhere. Oh yeah, right there. A 45-minute runtime. So let's check it out with the light off. Yeah, lights up pretty well. Now I'll turn all the lights off. All right, all the lights are off. So if you're looking for something, you know, something to keep inside your vehicle, something to keep on a keychain, it doesn't do too bad. Actually done quite well. All right, now I'm really excited for that light. This one impressed me right out of the box, so let's take a look at that one. All right, some stats on this one. There they are, focus. Doesn't focus that well. So here's some stats, I'll read them off. So on high, you get 180 lumens, so double what that little light produces, but you only get 23 minutes of runtime with that. But on low, which at 5 lumen, you get 12 hours. So split the difference somewhere in between there. I'd be willing to bet that this light stays on, lasts longer than that does at the same 90 lumen setting. But you're not spending a ton in battery because it's rechargeable. So that's pretty cool. It is just a tad bit heavier, coming in, tipping the scales at 22 grams, where the other one was 19 point something. So 22 grams, that's absolutely not bad. So the only thing that I can see that I'm not too fond of on this light, I don't know how they could have changed it, but so this keychain light, you're going to keep it in your pocket. It's going to go around everywhere with you. And so right now this had an in-between setting, I guess you could say. It's only threaded on about halfway. When you unthread it all the way, it exposes the USB Type-C. And when you thread it down all the way, it turns on the light. So you're stuck at the in-between, and in your pocket, I can see this going one way or the other, either popping open, exposing the Type-C in your pocket, or tightening down and turning on the light, because it's about 2 rotations. So you do one rotation in your pocket either way is going to make something happen with the light. But other than that, I can't see any flaws or anything. This is pretty robust. If this little metal key ring or whatever this you want to call this, if this kind of stretches out, it seemed pretty sturdy. But if it stretches out, the hole big enough to fit something larger through there, which is good. So yeah, there we have it. All right, let's check out the weapon light now. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the size of it. Here we have a traditional Magpul angle grip. Just for size reference, it is about 4 3/4 inches long. Here we have the OLight. So as you can see, it's a lot larger. I'm guessing people are putting it on a full-size firearm. So let's get one of those on the table. Okay, so I'm having to set up my firearm for this. It doesn't come with any Picatinny section. And it's a Picatinny mount. OLight. People stopped using Picatinny 10 years ago. So the screw that goes through the Picatinny section does have blue Loctite on it, and it does have a lock washer on it. This part right here, this bronze part, this is metal, feels like aluminum. But all the outside, this darker brown, is all plastic. Now, where that lock washer seats into, that is aluminum in there. Just a thin face of aluminum in there. It looks like, yep, the body back here is threaded. If you strip that, you ruin the light. You'll have to replace it. So let's get this. That's the only section that I have sitting around. So I'll get this mounted on my M-Lock handguard. Everybody uses M-Lock now. And we'll get it on the light, or on the weapon. Okay. So here we have it mounted up. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Sometimes OLight seems to me like they make stuff that kind of gimmicky. And this seemed like one of those things. So there's a warning, caution, hot right here. I'm going to bring the paper out already. So according to this, 1,450 lumen for 2.5 minutes. Then it drops down 33% for another 114 minutes. Then it'll drop down to 20% lumens. I wish I would have put what the lumen are, but whatever. For 15 minutes on the low setting, which at 200, it going for 240 minutes on the low setting, which at 290 lumens. So yeah, there's a lot of plastic around there for this to be getting that hot. And just like with a lot of OLight, so you turn it, you push it, a quick press, and it turns on and stays on. A quick press, it turns off. If you press down and hold the side, then it'll stay on until you let go of the button. Now this is the low setting. You have to double click that, and I can already feel the heat on my hand all the way over here. I'm sure this is gonna get really hot really quick. And I didn't charge it fully. I just put a little bit of a charge to it, but I'm telling you, I can feel the heat right here. It's hot. So that's that. Now with this, I used the small section. I'll measure that just in case somebody doesn't want to run this. I'll measure the length of the rail here in a minute to let you know what section to buy. But here's my problem with it. Look at that gap. Here, let me shine some light on this object. Look at the gap in between the handguard and the actual angled light, angle grip light. Because this is all M-lock, it doesn't mount up close to the handguard. You have to put a Picatinny adapter on it, which pushes that quite a ways away from the grip. And then this plastic that they're using here seems like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. To me, it seems like cheap plastic. That's what it seems like. I can kind of push on it, and you feel a little bit, it gives a little bit when you're pushing on it. It just seems like cheap plastic. The button, this is rubberized and textured. And there is a button on both sides. But this thing is really wide. But I will say that the button placement is pretty darn good. So this is how I just had it shouldered. This is how I was holding it, and my finger right on the button. So because I'm right-handed, I can control that easily. If you're left-handed, it'd be the same thing. And they do have a button on the other side. So your index finger, you can't, I mean, I guess you could use your thumb, but it's kind of a weird dexterity thing, and you'd have to be all the way back here on the grip, which doesn't work for me. So I would hold it to where my hand went completely engulfed into the pocket right here, and then I'd use my index finger, and then my thumb's sitting on top because, like I said, there's a huge gap right here. So it's sitting on top right where it's probably going to get hot. All right, let's take it off of here. Like I promised, I will show you. So a section where the rails of this sit completely on it would be about 4 inches. If you get a 4-inch section, it'll fit on it completely. I was using a 2 1/4. It works. It works. Okay, so now the point in the video where I talk about would I buy this. Full disclosure, I didn't buy any of these. OLight sent this stuff to us to do an unboxing and to give a first impression and just do a video. They don't give us any guidelines. They just say, here's some stuff that we're going to be coming out with. Will you do a video on it? And I always say, sure. So let's start with this. I'm sure, I don't know the prices on these. I'm sure this little AAA light is going to be way cheaper than this. If you have the money and you need a keychain flashlight, I would definitely go with this little guy. I actually really like it. But this is a good little light. If you don't use your light very much and the AAA will last forever, then this looks like a good little light. But I do like both of these. So now the elephant in the room. Would I buy this? No, I wouldn't. You guys are going to know when OLight stops sending us stuff, because we're just going to stop doing OLight videos a lot. But sorry, OLight, our deal with any company that we deal with, we're going to be honest and upfront with our viewers. Would I buy this? No, I wouldn't. I don't like the construction. I don't like the Picatinny rail. The light seemed to work, but like I said, this seemed gimmicky to me. It really does. It seemed like they were sitting around trying to think up ideas. Somebody thought this up. They just threw, anything on the wall and see what would stick. So you're asking, well, Joe, I thought you liked OLight. I do like OLight, but that doesn't mean I'm going to like everything that they design. And you might be different. You might get that and be like, oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I wanted an angle grip, but I didn't have enough real estate to also put a flashlight on my firearm. Okay, then you win. So if you're asking me, I'm not going to give you I wouldn't buy them without telling you what I would get. So instead of that angle grip, number one, I don't really like running angle grips. I have one, but I don't really like running them. This is one of my favorite flashlights on the market, and OLight makes it. So this is the Odin Mini, and this is on my AR pistol. But this is what I would get instead. And if you still want an angle grip, then you can still put an angle grip on here. But instead of this, I would just get an Odin Mini. I like the flashlight a lot more. It has a lot more mounting options, and you can get the bracket for M-LOK, so it mounts directly to M-LOK. I just like this light a lot more. If you've seen any of my video, any of my shooting video, you know that I have like 4 or 5 of these. This is my go-to. If I can get it, there we go. If I can get it to snap in, and then it locks in, so it can't come out. And turning it on, just a push of the button. Also, the difference, you push this in all the way in full brightness, you push it in halfway and at half brightness instead of having to double click. So I do like that feature too. They also come with the push button pads. I don't use them, but they do come with them. So this is what I get instead of this. All right, as always with OLight, their discount code down in the description. If you want to use our discount code, it lets OLight know that we're the one who sent you there, so we really appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. And if you want to ask direct question, get an instant answer, then join us on our Thursday live chats. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, commenting, and all the support that we get from the gun community and firearm lover alike. Thank you. Catch you on the next one.